everybody? It is LFC podcast host Michael Larkin, joined by Coach Leon Hader of the Black Team.
Hey, we're here, and I'm really, really excited about what we got coming up for 2022, Mike. Hey, tell them.
Well, here's what we got. We have LFC Madness 3, and it's the same as the first two. We get to compete for prizes. It's hosted by Boston Diamond and Bling. It's in Las Vegas. The winner gets to fight for a contract at LFC 35, the next booty camp event. And man, have we seen the first two. We've had T. Bella Madison, Bella Rockefeller, Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory, and Shaylin, all at LFC 35 Booty Camp 3D competing. If those are not names that we saw from the LFC Madness tournament come into fruition into the LFC event, Leon, come on.
Look, the Black Team coach is here. I don't know where Coach Joel Kane is. I don't know where Audrey, you can't even say that name 3 times or she'll show up like the candy man. But look, I'm here. I understand the importance of LFC Madness. Anybody that knows that watched the last Booty Camp 3, just like you mentioned, they saw Shaylin. They saw Sheena Bathory. They saw in the main event T. Bella Madison and Bella Rockefeller. And I'm going to tell you, as a coach, I'm not sleeping on this LFC Madness. We got part 3 coming out, and then part 4. I mean, it's going on, and I want to be right here for the action.
Some of the best prospects and some of the best talents of all different facets of life coming into the LFC, the Lingerie Fighting Championships. It is the place to be. It is where it's happening. It is booty camp. It's prospects. It's all galore of beautiful women, a little bit of MMA, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of clothing. It is LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. And Leon, if you guys have not seen this LFC prospect list, and we'll give you the link where everybody can vote, but god dang, man, we got to talk about some of these prospects. One that really comes close to my mind is none other than Ariana Blaze. Ariana Blaze, for those that don't know, is professional wrestler Aria Blake. She's been in MLW. She's been on all the independent wrestling circuits. Former tag team partner of former LFC competitor Sabrina, better known as Selena De La Renta.
Right.
Taking her shine right into the LFC, grinding, captivating the audiences with such her beauty and her skills. Talk about this one, man, because we've seen her on wrestling. Now she's coming into LFC. I love it.
Look, she's not the first and definitely not going to be the last. LFC is known for having a lot of surprises, a lot of people that have come from cage fighting, a lot of people that have come from professional wrestling, and this is just another one. And it's all more the reason for people to get involved and people to vote for their favorites. I mean, as a Black Team coach, I am definitely looking at this match here.
And for me, I look at it from a stance. She is taking on Hallie Hayes, man. Hallie Hayes is one of those girls. She's got the boxing background. She's got the cat fighting. She is a model. She can do it all. It's a Jill of all trades, if you will. So I got to say, from her looks, from her stance, the leather, the lace, give me some of it. It's an attractive face, but I got to say, it's a deadly punch.
Right. And from a coaching standpoint, I'm looking at both. And for me, it's a win-win. Like, I feel like I'm at ground zero. Right? I get a chance to see these girls face off before the other coaches even know who they are. And so at this point, again, I stress for people to go to the website from the link below and make sure you vote for your favorite. But I'll be honest, like I really have to be neutral here, Mike. I can't just tell you which way I'm looking or who I'm looking at more than the other. But you're right. Each of them offer the looks, but what I'm looking forward to is the heart and the fight that they have in them.
Same here. And one other one that sticks out to me, man, and like I said, it puts a smile on my face, and I know it does yours, to scout some of the best and finest talent in the LFC from the prospect side of things. Let me tell you something, man. We got Sabrina Unger up in here, better known to professional wrestling fans as Jamie Senegal. Just competed in NWA Empower, and she's been on Impact Wrestling. She is the wrestling daughter, if you will. Look at the name right there, man. Unger, of the late, great Daphne Unger. We've seen her in
Daphne. Yeah.
In TNA. We have seen her all over the place. God rest her soul. She is looking to dedicate her victories to her wrestling mother, Daphne, and she has taken on Daniel Sabrowski. And if that name is familiar to you, LFC fans, it should be. She was the timekeeper at Sturgis, much like my Richards ring girl transitioned to LFC. Leon, how excited for you for both of these from the wrestling side of things? And we got the timekeeper coming into the LFC auspices.
Look, it's always cool. We have someone who's paying homage to a great that is unfortunately passed on, and in Daphne. I mean, even in that name brings up so many memories of this goth scream queen type of character. And I love how she's paying homage to that. And then on the other side, now we have who used to be a timekeeper who is now trying. She says, you know what? It's not enough that I can keep the time. I'm going to whoop some ass too. And you never know. I mean, these girls are hungry. If they have that heart, then I can train them. But it's up to the people to vote.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And I mean, as one man with the initials JC once said, the time is now. And well, the time is now for Danielle Sabrowski to get right into the LFC. And time is of the essence, Mr. Leon Hader. Another one that really sticks out to me is London Storm. Now, she is relatively new to the Sessions wrestling community. She is looking at LFC as something from not just a wrestling standpoint, it's an empowering standpoint. This woman has such a touching story of battling through addictions, the trials and tribulations of life. And she sees women like LFC and sees women in general for the empowerment and the embodiment what they get to exude and accentuate. We'll talk about London Storm first before we get to the opponent. How amazing is that message, man?
A lot of times I've heard the naysayers, right? My name is Leon Hader, but there are a lot of haters out there that have a lot to say about LFC. And they say that, oh, look at these girls, scantily clad clothing, and they think they can fight. But yes, LFC is a little bit of clothing, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA. I know I didn't say it in the right 1, 2, 3, but LFC is so much more than that, right? We have women that are empowered that come with their own stories. I mean, some of them coming from careers, some of them coming from having children, some of them coming from passive bodybuilding, wrestling, addiction, drug use, alcoholism. I mean, it really is a place of redemption, right? LFC is a place where you can show and prove to yourself and prove to others, no matter what you've been through, that you could come to a company and you can put on a show.
Amen to that. And London Storm looks to do that. I mean, we've already had a Storm. We've had Andrea the Storm Vladoy, the former LFC champion, your favorite Olympic athlete, which you've had so many great memories with in LFC.
Right. Anytime I see the word Storm, I just get my umbrella out and my boots and I wait. It's a big name to fill. So we'll see if the new Storm can be weathered.
Beautifully said. And she is taking on Brianna Hogan. Now, in the world of professional wrestling, much to do with controversy, that name Hogan really does showcase a lot in the world of combative sports, as well as Kiera Hogan, who's doing her thing as far as AEW goes and just in general. Brianna Hogan has that background again. A lot of beautiful things in the model world showing that beautiful imagery, but she's ready to box, she's ready to kick, she's ready to strike. This is something that she wants to get into, and she's loving it. Like I said, much like most of the prospects, but Brianna Hogan is looking to give London Storm a run for her money.
That's another name that may be tough to fill. I'm looking forward to this match as well. As a coach, I know to me, I sound like a broken record, but I mean, that's why I'm here. We can't talk about the other coaches and where they're at, but I'm here and I'm on the ground floor. I want to see how these girls, how they put themselves out there. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to see a little bit of that rivalry start, because this is where it all started for T. Bella Madison and Bella Rockefeller. This is where it all started for Sheena Bathory and Shaylin. I want to see some shit start January 1st when LFC Madness 3 goes live.
One other one I'll talk about before we get out of here, man. We got Emma Ray. She is a new prospect. I got to tell you something, man. She already has a nickname, Leon. She is the Hobbit Princess. Little short one, princess treated with royalty, but she's ready to scrap, man. Don't let that hype fool you. A little bit of 5-foot action there. She's ready. She's coming out with a fist of fury, and she is taking on Ambra Pixie, another one, modeling side of things, boxing, ready to train and go in there. But we got to talk about Emma Ray first, man. The Hobbit Princess. Hobbit Princess, Leon.
Well, you know what? Something I've learned in my years coaching for LFC is to never, ever, ever take anyone lightly, especially someone who's a little shorter on the smaller end of the spectrum, because all that means is they have that much more to prove. And we all know that big things come in small packages.
That we do. And I look at it from the Ambra Pixie side of things, another, relatively unknown. And it's one of those things, man, with a name like Pixie, with a name like Ambra, first and foremost, beautiful name, a beautiful woman. So, I mean, hey, taking on someone with a scrappy end like Emma Ray, who's ready to go out there and catfight, maybe strike, maybe kick, maybe punch, do whatever you, I mean, she's not going to be in the Agatha Cannibal Carter realm of biting people, but god dang, man, she's ready to take it to the extreme.
Look, we don't know. But that's why this is important, right? We're in round 1 of LFC Madness 3. So it is super important. I mean, I've been stressing this for you fans to go on LFC's website, check out the roster of who's competing, because there's so many more matches that we didn't even mention here today. 16 of them, right?
Sure.
16 matches. So it's important for people to go on there and vote. And this Pixie, she might be another cannibal. I don't know. I'm Pixies I've seen in the lore. Sometimes they're sweet, angelic creatures, and sometimes they're demonic. So I don't know what this Pixie brings to the table. I'm looking forward to seeing, but I want to stress that you fans put through your favorite person. And then me and Mike will be here to speak about the at the end of round 1 to talk about who went where, and really looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. Just happy to be here.
Same. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be conducting a recap with one of my favorite people, Coach Leon Hader. And let me tell you something about Coach Joel Kane, because I've seen these drafts back in the day. You were always looking for the athleticism and the size and the stature, and he was always about the looks. And mind you, the looks is everything, but it's not the whole thing. We need the total package, as Lex Luger was once called, man. And I love Joel to death, but he knows what he's doing. You know this. I don't need to tell you this.
Look, I don't discount. I mean, Joel used to be, I was an assistant coach under him at one time for those LFC history buffs out there. I don't discount anything that Joel Kane does, because as much as I've tried in the past to beat him outright, with a total winning record, I mean, I had a chance of getting him fired back in the day. I'm glad I didn't. I don't underestimate him. I don't underestimate Coach Audrey Monique of the newly formed blue team. All I can really focus on what the black team is doing and what the black team coach is willing to do to get the best team, the best winningest record for 2022 that LFC has ever seen. So, Coach Joel Kane, Audrey Monique, be ready, because I stay ready.
Be ready, stay ready, get hyped, always hyped. He is the one and only Mr. Coach Leon Hader. And guys, go to lingeриefc.com. Go to lingeриefc.com/vote. Click on LFC Madness 3. Vote for your favorites. Move them on to round 2. Go through each and every one of the bouts. Look at them, watch them, love them, embrace it, because this is the future of LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships. And for Coach Leon Hader, my name is Mike Larkin. We'll talk to you in our next edition. Thank you so much for watching.
Later.